everybody, Josh12 back here again with another video, and today I have a comic book news video. Yes, remember back in the good old days of, I want to say 2014 to 2016, when I used to make so many countless videos discussing my favorite projects from DC and Marvel. Whenever a new movie was in production or whenever a new TV show came out, I was right up there talking about it in a specific video that I found very compelling and interesting. Well, thanks to DC continuously being the failure we all know and love, and also on the other side, Marvel continuously pumping out projects that look completely the same as the last one they did, it just made me feel like it just doesn't matter anymore. I don't know. I just feel like when it comes down to a project from DC or Marvel, they really have to try their best to wow me with a project to get me interested in it. However, with that being said, there is always a certain kind of project that slips through the cracks and really gets me interested, but for very different reasons. Very angry reasons, actually. And I'm here to talk about a very specific project that's just been announced, that's going into production and coming out next year, that is very interesting. Before I get into that, let's get into some background. Yes, let's get into some overall background on how this specific project came to be. Now, basically, for those of you who don't know, Netflix is kind of a big deal. The last couple years, Netflix has been blown up with documentaries and original programming and movies that are kind of better than actual movies that come out in theaters from big Hollywood studios. Netflix is changing the game, and they've continuously been changing the game for the last couple years. And film studios, they obviously want to get in the game. They want to have their cake and eat it too, so to speak. And if there is a studio that definitely symbolizes that better than anyone else, is essentially Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers wants to get into the streaming service game, and they're teaming up with DC to create an entirely new online streaming service for DC fans, quote unquote DC fans. And when you think about it, you think, well, that's actually really interesting. However, there's no real information on it, so I can't really go into further detail in this specific video. All we know about the online streaming service is that Warner Brothers and DC are currently making it. It's going to come out this year of 2018, and it's going to be featuring the live-action Teen Titans series titled Titans. It's going to have the third season of Young Justice titled Young Justice Outsiders. Also, the Harley Quinn animated series. However, today, we got some news. Remember in the good old days when prequels was an interesting topic for writers in Hollywood to invest their time in? Well, they still haven't gotten rid of that stupid mentality because they continue to make more prequel projects. And you definitely know one thing that we all know and want? We want Superman. You know what? I love Batman, but you know what? Superman has been shafted in so many movies and so many TV shows in the past, and it's really been a sad thing to witness. Superman is a great character, and he could be beautifully written given the love and opportunity and time. And when I heard the news of a Metropolis TV show coming out, I thought, wow, another Superman program? That's awesome. But then you actually look it up, it has nothing to do with Superman at all, and it's another prequel show. Now, before I get into further detail and how much I just am so angered by this, let's get into the tiny little press release we got regarding the program itself. And I quote, Warner Brothers Television and DC Entertainment today announced that Gotham executive producers John Steffens and Danny Cannon will explore the world of Metropolis in an all-new live-action drama series to air exclusively on the upcoming DC-branded direct-to-consumer digital service. Operated by Warner Brothers Digital Networks, Metropolis has received a direct-to-series order for a first season of 13 episodes and will go into production later this year for a debut on the service in 2019. Now, this is where things get interesting, folks. The premise of the show, and I quote, set in the wondrous and awe-inspiring city of tomorrow before the arrival of Superman, Metropolis follows Lois Lane and Lex Luthor as they investigate the world of fringe science and expose the city's dark and bizarre secrets. Okay, first off, why? That is the question that must be asked. Why? Danny Cannon and John Stevens, whatever, they ruined Batman, so now what they want to do is ruin Superman too? Okay, like, here's the thing. I personally don't know what you could possibly do with this. It's completely pointless. I mean, first off, it's already been done before. You already have a 10-year show in Smallville. Yes, boys and girls, remember back in the good old days before the age of Arrow? There was actually a program on the CW back when it was called simply WB Network. There was a show called Smallville that chronicled the years of a young Clark Kent to an adult Superman. But then there's something very interesting happened where prequels became the niche thing. But then it kind of got twisted because, like most trends, superheroes always change. They're always changing the next trend on how to make a superhero movie. This year it's all about prequels. Next year it's all about realism. Next year it's all about fantasy. Next year it's all about, what 80s soundtrack you have. Everything's always changing, but prequels has been so old now that it's uninteresting to see the backstory to a character we already know and love. This show is not even going to be featuring Superman, as far as we know. It's going to be featuring Lois Lane and Lex Luthor, two polar opposite characters teaming up together to discover one of the most cleanest and most proper cities in fictional history, which is Metropolis. What are they going to do? Stop Toyman before he creates his magical toys? I mean, the premise alone sounds like something from the 40s. It sounds like horseshit material. It's such a dumb premise. Not only that, this year alone, we're already getting a Superman prequel show in Krypton. There's a show coming out on Sci-Fi called Krypton. So why do we need another prequel Superman show? Like, I get it. You have a brand new streaming service, DC. You wanna fill up the rosters with some new programming. But you don't have to go down the well that you've gone down so many times before and pull out more shit out of your ass of stuff we don't even care about or need. It's very aggravating to me because, first off, Gotham's not even a good example to use for the possibilities of this show. Because you have to keep in mind, Gotham is a very specific show that's changed drastically over the last couple years. Gotham is one of those projects where we never really wanted or cared about, and then when it first came out, it was a very similar premise like this one. It's all about James Gordon and Harvey Bullock and how they go on a mission to stop crime in Gotham and uncover the secrets behind the death of the Waynes, the assassination of the Wayne family or whatever. But nobody cared, because nobody cared about Gordon and Harvey Bullock. So what did they do? Season 2, it's all about the villains, it's about the rogues gallery. But then they got shit for that too, because they were like, oh hey, there's no Batman, so how does it make sense that you have Mr. Freeze and all these other villains here? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, season 3, proto-Batman. We got little Bruce Wayne in a prototype Batman suit doing crime fighting. Every one of these stupid things has to restructure and rebrand itself just because they just failed so horribly with their original premise. And that's the same thing with Metropolis. It's a dumb premise. We don't need a show where Lois Lane and Lex Luthor do stuff. You know what we do need? We need an actual Superman. That's what we really freaking need. It's very annoying. Why do we have this? What is this? What is Jeff Johns doing? Is he hiding in a hole? Where is he? Get him on Twitter. What is he doing? Why is he letting people use these characters the way they're doing? And there's so many cool things happening right now. Black Lightning just came out. A lot of people are loving it. Black Panther just came out, having its red carpet release. It's doing the runs with the press. We got the first trailer to Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Shazam just went into production. That's also really cool. And you have to ruin it with this dumb premise of a show. I'm excited for this DC streaming service. I want to see this Titans program. I'm excited and hyped for the 3rd season of Young Justice. I'm even excited for this Harley Quinn animated show. But this is it's such a boring, useless, predictable, hey, we don't know what to do with a character. And because we're too, up our own ass as Warner Brothers, we have to keep everything that belongs to the fans, keep it in-house, and let it only be in movies that nobody likes, and let little TV shows and little networks here and there, little subsidiaries, get a tiny little premise, a little piece of the pie, if you will, a little premise, and they have to branch out some form of universe using said premise. Let just skedaddle over there while we waste billions of dollars on movies that critics hate. And now that's why we get stuff like this. Instead of getting what we truly need is an actual Batman show, an actual Superman show, an actual Superman movie, an actual Batman movie. That's good. We're not getting any of that. What we're getting is more run-of-the-mill prequel programs dedicated to how we can almost do Superman, but not really. Yeah, I've been talking a little too long on this. Overall, look, this is pretty much the basic thoughts I can give. If you're excited for this show, that's cool, but when it comes down to all the programs that are being released with this new streaming service, this is my most uninterested. I don't see the point in it. The premise, I think, stinks on ice, and I really feel like it's just another example of the milking of this character that they can't even do properly. They don't know what to do with Superman, so they just let random writers in Hollywood just make random stuff that would have made sense like back in 2003 or something. Such a waste of time of a premise and show. But hey, who knows? I mean, this could be like the next Gotham, and a lot of people love Gotham. I mean, I really can't say considering I haven't watched the show since season 2, but this is just, hey, Krypton, it's Superman's grandpa, Game of Thrones in space. Oh, Metropolis, it's Gotham, but Superman. But yeah, overall, this is my personal thoughts on this. I guess you can say rant, I don't know. And I hope you enjoyed. If not, let me know in the comment section below what you personally think about this show. Do you think the Metropolis TV series is a good idea or a terrible idea? Do you think it's going to be the next Gotham, or is it going to be worse? 2019, here we come. Let's see what happens. Overall, comment below, let me know what you personally think. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. I hope you enjoyed. And this has been Josh12. I'll see you all later.